in the United States, Election Day. And I have to be honest, it is my favorite day. Makes people a little nervous, but being nervous is okay as we wait anxiously for what's ahead of us. As the polls open across the East Coast, millions of Americans are heading to the polls, exercising the most fundamental democratic right, the right to vote. And so that's why we started the event at 1 o'clock sharp, because polls were opening in the East and folks were heading to the election polls to cast their vote. But more than 75 million Americans have already voted early. So we see that there is great momentum in this election.
So that was it's interesting.
Ma to jesam, po puta.
Thank you for joining our democracy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sì,
Let's take a picture.
magari cazzo pisce.
Non na to.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ambassador, as we speak, the East Coast is already voting. Soon the swing states are also going to start. How big of an impact are those states going to have? And is Pennsylvania really going to have like a final?
Look, I think the battleground states or the swing states will determine who the next president of the United States will be. From Pennsylvania to Georgia to North Carolina to Wisconsin to Arizona to Nevada, these are critical battleground states. And so that's why you see so much attention both by Vice President Harris and President Trump really trying to garnish every vote possible in those battleground states. And the margin of victory will be very slim in these battleground states. So, obviously right now polls are open and we'll wait and see how they fare out in those states.
You emphasized in your speech how important it is to have a calm, peaceful transition of the government.
Yep.
Whatever happens, whoever wins. But we see pictures from the Washington D.C. that we are not used to seeing from the United States of America. There are window shops that are basically raised with wood, with everything. Is that something you want for the United States?
Right. We're calling for peaceful transition of power. We've seen peaceful transitions for the last 250 years. And it is up to us leaders and everybody that is running, from mayors all the way up to the presidency, to call for a peaceful transition of power. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to vote against a candidate, but it is not okay. It's simply not okay to be disrespectful or to be violent. There's no place in democracy, there's no place in the United States for that type of violence.
How do you feel when you see those pictures? That people are preparing for, mayhem?
Look, it doesn't make me feel good, obviously. And so, again, we call for everybody to be peaceful, to exercise their right to vote, to exercise their votes, and to make sure that they are respectful and that this transition will be a peaceful transition. And we call on every leader to ask for the same.
When do you expect the official results to be available? In 2020, it took 4 days to officially announce Joe Biden. And now you also mentioned we have a tight race, so is it going to be even longer maybe?
Look, we don't know. We really don't know. I think that these polls are very, very close, but polls have lied in the past. so, maybe it's not that close for all that we know. In 2016, every poll showed Hillary Clinton winning. And so at this point, today is the most important poll when people come out and vote. And so we just have to make sure that we're patient and that every single vote is indeed counted. And that's when we decide, and they will call this election for either President Trump or for Vice President Harris.
What can Europe and particularly Croatia expect from the results and the future relations?
Look, the relationship between the United States and Croatia is based on a strong foundation. And so that is a great thing. And so there's no chipping away at that. So we'll expect same allies and friendship and moving forward on our common agenda together.
Do you know how many U.S. citizens there are in Croatia, and did they vote there? Did they vote?
Yeah, thank you for that question. It's very exciting. At the embassy, we try to make sure that every vote that is indeed, willing to vote here in Croatia does vote. There's around 14,000 Croatian Americans living in Croatia, and it was great. I mean, we had in Dubrovnik a 92-year-old registering to vote. In Split, we had a 94-year-old woman registering to vote. And so our role here is to help people register to vote and to make sure that they are able to vote either by mail or by email, which that's the way I did. I did it electronically, actually, or voting early. So our role is to make sure that every American, regardless of where they live, is able to exercise their right to vote.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.